Of nearly 60,000 heart patients. It also found that patients who choose bypass surgery are less likely to need future procedures.
Are you being suckered for your spare change?
It might be legal, but it feels very dishonest.
Agit Lamore takes you along as she investigates where the money goes in what looks like a charity. She confronts the woman who defends her business. Is your goodwill going bad? You decide after weather with Pete.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. Pete, you know, you're talking about rain just when we're getting closer to the weekend.
It never fails.
It never fails.
And we definitely do have rain in our forecast, and I'll have more on that in a second. But I want you to know where it's coming from. As we take a look at Viper Doppler radar, you can see for yourself the showers and thunderstorms currently are across the upper Midwest. They stretch back into portions of the plain states. This line of showers and thunderstorms is relatively weak right now. It's been producing some heavy rain, some gusty winds across the state of Kansas, up into portions of Missouri, Iowa, and then also across portions of the upper Midwest, Minnesota, also Wisconsin. Most of the energy is going to be isolated across the Great Lakes region, but we will get into a scattering of rain across the tri-state as we head into the next, really the next 24 to 48 hours. Tri-State Weather Network, of course, my thanks always to our partner Fisher Homes at 61. It's clear in Cincinnati. Very, very pleasant outside right now. A light wind out of the east. The next stop on the Tri-State Weather Network is Kings Island. Again, this is our newest location. The temperature there is pleasantly cool in the middle 50s. That 56 is just about where we should be for this time of year, at least as far as our normal low temperature goes. It's mostly clear there as well. Comfortable level of humidity and calm winds and a dry day at Kings Island, as well as all across the rest of the tri-state. Temperatures for us today, again, I think nearly perfect. 70 the high, 48 the low, so we started off a little crisp this morning, but we warmed up very nicely. The normal levels for the day are 77 and 56, and the records, they remain. We have been as hot as 93 on this date and as cold as 32, and it was indeed officially a dry day as well. Sunset now occurring at 8:53, and your sunrise tomorrow, that will happen at 6:18. This is Skycam 9. Of course, we're looking at downtown. We do have mostly clear skies outside. And again, temperatures in the middle 50s to lower 60s across the area. And again, comfortably cool weather for the tri-state tonight. Low temperatures are going to be in the 50s for everyone tonight, so a very pleasant night. And a little bit warmer tomorrow than what we had today. Remember, today we hit 70. Tomorrow, middle to upper 70s for those high temperatures across the area. Dry weather right now, but again, you can see the rain out to the west of us. We're watching two systems. One spinning across the upper Midwest, trailing cold front down across the plain states, and an area of low pressure across the state of Texas. The combination of these two will bring with it an on and off chance of rain to the region as we head through the next couple of days. First things first, before we get to the rain, we have clear skies right now, but some high thin clouds are starting to move in, and that's about all we'll see tonight. So it won't be clear tonight, but instead I'll call it mostly clear for the area. No matter how you look at it, good looking weather. Let's talk about those two systems. By the weekend, here's the weekend forecast, your holiday outlook. Saturday, there's that area of low pressure, and there's the cold front. So one system, number one, will be to the west of us. The second one, that complex will be to the south of us. And this southern system is the one that we're going to have to watch for the upcoming holiday weekend, because depending on how far north this system starts to shift as we get into the weekend, that will determine how much or how little, or if any rain we get at all across the tri-state Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday. As of right now, I'm going to keep partly cloudy skies in my forecast for the three-day holiday weekend, and I'm also going to keep dry weather in it as well. But remember, if those systems shift a bit to the north, that will change things for us, so I'll keep an eye on it and keep you posted. The forecast tonight, mostly clear. It will be dry and comfortable tonight. Another cool night, 50 for the low. Tomorrow, more sunshine, some afternoon clouds, and a very slight chance tomorrow of a late-day thunderstorm. 10% or so, 76 the high. As we get into tomorrow night, the rain chance goes to around 30%, about a 30 to a 40% chance of rain on Friday. And again, just to repeat, because it is the weekend, and not only the weekend, but yes, the holiday weekend, guys. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, partly cloudy, dry, and again, nearly perfect with our temperatures. That's still below normal for this time of year, but hopefully no complaints from anyone. Tuesday and Wednesday, a chance of scattered rain returning to the area. One more note. Good morning, Tri-State. Larry Handley's Wake Up Weather. Don't miss it tomorrow morning at 4:55.
All right, thanks, Pete. We all see them at stores and restaurants. Right there at the cash register, there's a box full of lollipops asking for your donation for a good cause.
And it makes you feel pretty good to throw in your change, maybe grab one of those lollipops, teaching your kids about being charitable. But wait till you see what the I-Team uncovered about some of these boxes. Hagit Lamore joins us with an eye-opening investigation. Hagit?
Well, what you're about to see, Clyde, is legal. But by the time we're done, it may leave you wondering if the term sucker box is fitting in more ways than one. You see them everywhere. Donation boxes begging for your change.
Not even bother with the sucker, just put some money in.
For 25 cents, you can make a difference and satisfy your sweet tooth if you like.
To help the homeless.
Help the homeless to the homeless shelter.
That's what you assume. The boxes come from a company called Silent Helpers. Sounds charitable. It says donation in big bold letters across the top. But we've been watching these boxes and tracking down the company that runs them and the woman behind the company. And we've found Silent Helpers, perhaps more silent than some helpers would like.
It might be legal, but it feels very dishonest.
Some people say what you're doing isn't right.
I don't think that I'm doing anything wrong.
They're easy to ignore.
People on the street 24 hours a day.
Even in shelters,
It's better than living in a car.
most of us drive by. We may feel bad, we may not, but it's easy to feel good by donating to the cause.
They just come in here and just drop them off.
That's why Highland Enterprise Lumber in Hillsboro agreed to display this box.
To help the homeless.
Assistant manager Randy Pitzer assumed the proceeds went to charity. You'd think it would be easy to follow the money, but wait till you see what it takes and where it leads. We start with the box itself. At the top, in bold print, it says, the National Coalition for the Homeless.
All that we know is that they are using our name.
An advocacy group we trace to Washington, D.C.
The group never contacted us.
So we look closer at the box and find the name Silent Helpers. It's so silent, it's tough to track. The Ohio Secretary of State lists it as an LLC, a type of corporation, not a charitable nonprofit. It's a vending company that by law gets to keep its profits. We find boxes ready to take your donations all over the tri-state, from that lumber company in Hillsboro to Izzy's Deli in Western Hills. There's a box at the China City Buffet in Florence, Kentucky, and at Fortune Express in Mount Healthy. But despite this far reach, we find a shock when we approach the best-known homeless organization in the area.
I had never heard of Silent Helpers.
Georgine Getty runs a coalition representing 45 local homeless groups, so any one she doesn't know has to be pretty silent.
It makes me very angry because I think people in the city really want to do their part to help, and I feel that they're being misled.
No, not at all.
That's not how Silent Helpers' Courtney Borodale sees it. We finally catch up with her in Dayton.
I don't think what I'm doing is unethical simply because, just because I'm making a profit off of a sucker, which people are paying a quarter for. My main goal on my box says homeless awareness.
Do you think that when people see the box and at the very top it says National Coalition for the Homeless in bold, that they assume that's where the money's going?
No.
You don't
No.
think that's what they assume?
No, not at all.
Where would you assume the donation would go?
The National Coalition for the Homeless.
The National Coalition for the Homeless.
Coalition for the Homeless.
Our name is being used, but we have not received even one penny.
And how much money is at stake? Borodale's Blue Amigo was packed to the gills with sucker boxes, but when we asked how many she's placed,
I don't even know what the count is on them.
you don't know how much you're making a year?
No, really, because we don't really keep track of it because we're not making.
Come on, you've got to know what you're making every year.
Well, I'm not really. I'm not going to disclose that.
Nor will she disclose how much she gives the homeless.
Hello, Bullock. Are you here? This is Bullock.
Like this man she asked us to come see a few days later.
Here's your McDonald's.
She gives no cash, instead food and necessities. She says it adds up to much more than 1% of her sucker box take.
I guess just take my word for it.
We can't really do that,
feed people every day off the street, and I go and get them hot food.
And not just food. when she thought we weren't listening.
No, I'll bring your beer later.
It's not just individuals. Borodale says she also gives to homeless charities.
We've donated to the Heart House Foundation in Indiana.
We're not aware of anything that has ever come from this program.
Craig Backley runs Heart House, a shelter in Aurora, Indiana. So every quarter that you raise can save a life put together.
Yes, absolutely.
And a family.
Absolutely. And we put all those quarters together.
But not these quarters. Some people thought were going to the cause.
Quarters mean a lot. We're a real shoestring operation. Most of the shelters in the city are just hand them out.
Does a quarter make a difference?
Yes, quarter makes a big difference down here.
And things like this just make people jaded and angry about giving.
Some people say they feel like they're being suckers.
I don't think that I'm doing anything wrong. If I did, I wouldn't be doing it.
We asked Borodale for receipts to